Okay, so this one's a little different, but again, it says square. So let's draw a square with the perimeter, which means the distance all the way around. E, F, G, H. And the perimeter, the distance all the way around. For it to be a square, remember, this is the same as this, this, and this. And the perimeter is 64. Find the length of the diagonal of our square. So if I know the whole thing is 64, that means 4x equals 64. So we're going to divide by 4. And it should give us 16. Yep. So x equals 16. So we know the outside is 16. That means this side is 16 and this side is 16. And because this is a square, this is a right angle. So again, you're using your Pythagorean theorem. 16 squared plus 16 squared would give me my diagonal here because this is a right triangle indeed. So equals c squared. So 16 squared is 256 plus 256 equals c squared, which is going to give me 512. And we're going to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of 512, again, if it doesn't give you a nice number, you might just leave it square root of 512 or round to the third decimal place unless told otherwise. So 22.627 is the length of the diagonal. So find the length of the diagonal. So our answer to our question is probably more likely you're going to see it this way, but this is also correct. Just follow the instructions on the way it is worded. If you are given a multiple choice test and all of them are given as roots and you have a decimal because that's what you've practiced and that's what you've learned, turn all your root answers into the decimal, like solve them. So plug them all in your calculator and get the decimal out until you find your decimal that you need. All right, the diagonals of a square. So we got square, diagonals. Our square is Q, R, S, T. Again, going in order clockwise. So the diagonal of a square is 10. So this whole thing is 10. Find the perimeter of QRST. So again, diagonal, this is a square, so I know this is a right angle. That means this is a right triangle. And so I have my hypotenuse of 10. And remember, squared, these two guys are going to be the same. So if I added these together, squared them, and set them equal to 10 squared, so x squared plus x squared equals 10 squared, x2x squared equals 100. 2x squared equals 100. Divide by 2. And then I'm going to take the square root, and then the square root of 50, again, is going to be an ugly number, so the square root of 50 is a very, this could be your answer. The square root of 50 is the length of each side, which we're not done yet, but square root of 50, if I was to write it as a decimal, it's 7.071. I would leave it as a square root of 50 to answer this question, though, because it says find the perimeter. So I'm going to take this and multiply it by 4. So 4 times the square root of 50. And it's going to give me the most accurate answer. And I'm multiplying it by 4 because it's 4 sides and square because we know all 4 of these are the same. And we've solved for x right now. Since we've solved for x right now. So times 4, so square root of 50 again, times 4. It's going to give me 28.284. So this is the perimeter because that's what it asked for. This is your value of x. Right? So each side length would be the square root of 50. And so you could add them all together 4 times or multiply that same side by 4.